out of Grand Master Instructor.
Thank you. Let's see, third degree and second degree. Welcome. Let's go through our warm-up.
You're moving? Can you say?
I have an update. Yes. But I haven't signed, so. Well, we can check your email at 10 a.m. tomorrow. for an update about the status of the school. And switch. I won't miss the roof leaks. That's the same.
About the rats?
I won't miss the rats either. I'll get maybe one of them. Inside.
When would you go?
We should put it first. We put it first.
The next one?
That might be the day I shoot for you.
That's right.
That's the day I shoot for. I'm not saying, you gotta have a plan if you're gonna, even if you're gonna deviate from it. So that's my plan right now. Currently it's on schedule. But, the new spot that Landmark's gonna put a UAC in. So that's the thing that would delay, like if you can't get them to do it this week or next week, that involves removing like a quarter of the ceiling and taking, it's like a big deal. So, do we go the other way? Okay, this feels good though, let's keep this one a little longer. Switch. The rest of it's just, normal general contracting stuff. While I'm no expert at it, it will be my fourth time being a general contractor. do the commencement one. One more. And release. Let's do the yin yang balancing. And a few more. And release. Okay, that looks good. I'll lead the form one time. We'll just do it together. Now we're trying to see not too fast, but we get into our groove and we get slow at normal speed. Still sitting, not too fast. So after dragging on the ground, you're here, you go like this. So I would suggest watching it so you can get, because when you turn your back, but if I reverse and face it every direction, it'll be doubly confusing. So I'll still do it with the same orientation. Then if you want to follow, we can do it. So we're here, and we did this, right hand. So it's the left foot coming forward. Left foot coming forward. Switch to the other side. Literally the other side. Right foot coming forward. Then right foot coming forward. And then, yeah, so let's walk through it and make sure you get it. You get it. I'm going to stand next to you, but everyone can do it. Come on, I'm on the edge of the camera. I'm going to come into the frame if I'm out of frame in a second. Okay. You're here. That's one. And forward. That's two. Three, and forward. And three. And hold it. Freeze. Then right hand to right hip, right foot down, left foot forward. And this time, left hand's open in front of you now. Now, keep your left foot where it is and bring the right foot counterclockwise and forward. And then bring the right, foot forward. And bring the right foot back. Step to the right with the right foot. And do the kick. Boom. Yep. Yeah, that just takes some work. One way you can, I've tried to attack it from different ways because this is a really hard part to get, especially if you start doing it some other way to correct. Think about on the first one, I'm always facing the opponent, right? I'm always facing the opponent. That left foot comes in and out, and then when I try to switch, I'm facing the opponent. I got to bring this one, and I can face the opponent. The error is, you start to reverse it. This is me not facing the opponent. So if you are inclined to turn in a direction that you can't keep your eye that way, then you know you've gone backwards. Okay? So with that in mind, let's do it one more time. When we get to that point, you can feel the inclination to want to do that other thing. Because you look like you end up in the same spot, but you got there with the reverse instead of a forward. Okay? And in Kung Fu arts, Kung Fu guys, their first months of class was front sweep, reverse sweep, combination sweep. So they did lots of these turning to your back hook kicks. You know, their curriculum is forward, back, too. All right. So, drag on the ground, open the hands. Here it goes. I can see the seating area. I turn, I can see the seating area. I turn, I see the seating area. And then I switch. Now, oh yeah, go on. Okay, now you turn and the right foot comes up and you keep seeing the seating area. You turn away, you keep seeing it. That's your reverse, it's forward reverse. But your eyes can always see the front. Then that's enough, and then we step with the right. You did an extra one, but that's fine. You step with the right and kick. Go.
Okay, that helps a lot.
Go, you bet. All right. Because we have crossed over, I met with senior head instructor Fig today. We don't get to meet very often because we're keeping the social distance by not all being here at the school at the same time, especially if any one of us caught COVID. You know, everyone else has to cover their class. I think it's just, we don't want the staff members giving it to each other. So we did finally meet because we had to. And I forgot what I was going to say.
Cross over or something.
I'll remember it. It's important. I'll remember it in a second. So I did a tangent in the middle of that. As soon as I start doing on something else, I remember. Did anyone have, oh, I know. That, now I remember it. Because what was my point here is, he says, wow, he seems to be covering more curriculum faster. And I'm like, yeah. Because you have less students, and you don't have the coming and going of not everyone can make it every class. So you're able to to make progress. And that's kind of the experience of a private lesson, you know. So we're just splitting a three-way private lesson. When it's 10 students, that level of progress and coverage is not promised because it's not possible. Right. Anyways, what's your questions? Any other ones?
Yep. Well, I got the moves better now, but the hands.
Oh, on that section?
Yeah.
Ah, easy. I've taught this so many times, so let's cover it. The same section. You come here. The hands, first of all, you're in your dragon on the ground, and your hands are fists. And then you bring the foot in, which opens your hands, and then you monkey hop with that just palm stroke. Now the left hand is open under your stomach area. The right hand's open in a cloud hands position. But with that step, that right hand scoops. As you come forward, the right hand does the cloud hands. The left hand changes to being on your hip. Then, when you turn, your left hand's going to become palm up again. Your right hand's going to scoop, like Chansaging. It's just Chansaging when it turns. And then you're going to do it again, and the left hand flips over. That takes a bit of coordination to practice it. More, or that again? More. Then from here, wait, was that our last one, or we got one more?
We had to turn around and then switch.
This is the switch?
On our turnaround, it will be. So we have to turn around.
Oh, we got one more. Okay. So turn around. The left hand turns up again. Now, on this one, we take more of a step than a sweep. We circle the hand to the hip as we take a step here. The left hand releases and becomes a scoop because it's going to continue turning over like cloud hands, and the right hand stays on the hip. When you go back with the scoop, the right hand stays on the hip. You come forward, the right hand stays on the hip. And you go back one last time. From here, you cross the hands, take a step, circle them both out. Oh, circle them, sorry. I got it. I'm doing this too slowly. So you do the last one, and you circle and come in. And then go out with the kick. Yeah. And then you circle in and go out with the kick. And that's very much like our fan form when we go like this. So Chansaging. This, but this, you know, we're turning. Like our feet are really the same. Because that's just Chansaging over and over again, but we turn our whole body. Yes?
So the opponent would be what's diagonally behind you?
Or at the chairs is where I picture it.
Well, again, we're not touching yet, but I would have grab Miss Burns and I could say, I mean, this is all theoretical, but the idea of yielding like that that's one of the moves from Kung Fu. Kung Fu also is that, and it's also from Filipino stick fighting. Even though people who do Filipino stick fighting don't see the connection to Tai Chi, I've done so much Tai Chi, I'm like, Tai Chi and Filipino stick fighting, all their moves and their arm positions are very similar. Sorry to get you excited about that.
I know, you gotta do it.
But I've scooped and turned. That's like the opening
Like a
of the
leading
form.
block almost.
Yeah, we do that other one, that cross, divide the grass and search a snake,
Yeah.
cross
Our
body.
headaches, the cave, we do
Yeah.
that.
Our headaches is the cave, cross-cutting bamboo, yeah. So like cross-cutting bamboo. The thing is, Tai Chi always teaches it as the whole body moving. And when we're learning it in Kung Fu, our legs are static and we're like this, and like this. You know? But, and I'm not really thinking of a chop, but I'm thinking of blocking. The thing is, we weren't, like, Kung Fu and Tai Chi are meant to move your body when you're blocking, right? Not to just stand and block. Although that is a skill in itself, and that's why we do that in poison hands in Kung Fu, to just stand there. Because you have to learn to have a firm stance and to build up a toughness on the arms and stuff in Kung Fu. And the speed and the reflexes. But here, in Tai Chi, we give enough firmness, called palm, that we can feel and we turn. So that's all I see is that this is very stationary with the Chansaging. You could use it, but you have to be very, very rooted. But on these, when you're having this, when you step, you're ending up getting out of the way. Like you could be going, there could be a punch here, and your hand's coming up, and you're getting out of the way and checking their back of their legs.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a combined, they can ward off in the sweep.
Yeah, so I think of the same applications from your Yang style test for cloud hands, except you turn and step with your whole body. Like we do it a little bit here, we're going only to the side, and we're going only here. Oh, we don't cover that application, but there it is in cloud hands. But this one is saying, oh no, actually, I'm gonna really get out of the way. Yeah, it's almost like a matador move. It's like the matador is like, here it is, and I'm gonna really get out of the way. Like really turn and get out of the way. And here I am again. Oh, no, there you are. I can't get it out of the way. Anyways, I like the matador is the best Tai Chi analogy because Tai Chi is not relying on strength. It's relying on not being there. Yeah.
Yeah, so the hand will be blocking and then he's coming around with a sweep or something.
Yeah. Don't ever point your toe on a sweep. You'll just break your toes.
Okay.
So it's a common kung fu
Yeah.
beginner error. Yeah, you remember. Oh, you did take that class. Yeah. Really, it can be flat or just barely touching. But our retreat is the toe, right? Because we want to have the flexibility to keep moving. So every one of these retreats is a toe, and every one of the advances kind of, you could think of, I forgot how you did kung fu for a while. Could be the crane front sweep, remember? Because it's not low like the tiger sweeps. You're not squatting all the way down and lifting the back heel. You're staying here. So this is, once I made that connection, I'm like, well, I already know this whole section. I just have to put it in that order because I've taught these exact moves, almost the exact moves for years. Crane front sweep. And then kind of and then like crane front sweep, back. Crane front sweep, back. Crane front sweep, back. Us. Remember, that was this. Us. Crane front sweep, back. Anyways. We have time for someone to lead it, and then we should switch to fan. You want to give it a shot? Okay. And then again, you're leading it this time not just for me to have a break, but I need to watch. You're at a stage now where you yes need practice, but we always need practice. But we can look at specific things and kind of go, hey guys, let's work on this. So whenever you're ready, don't rush. Very good. So, do you want to spend a little more time on this or go to fan? A little more time on this, good. So there's that one section, were you just struggling with it because you lost track of where you were or because you need help on the moves?
More like a little both.
Okay, so let's look at it because some of those moves are I can see there's some opportunity to improve them. So we're talking about like right before here. So what's the pickup? Who has a good pickup?
It's right before the.
Yeah, right. I know. Right before there. So.
We need the.
Oh yeah, the two swings.
Yeah.
So we did a punch. Okay, so here we are. So we have, remember we already worked on the punch, so hopefully you didn't forget that from last time. But anyways, we have our punch. Then we have a pull to the back leg, and then we step back and pull to the back leg, and then rump. But now we do a ball change. We go, that one's quicker. Okay, so let's get that first. So we have that diagonal punch there, right? Remember, if you end up tipping up the shoulder, that means the hip needs to sink in. There you go. All right, and then so we pull onto the back leg and step back, pull onto the back leg and rump. And then we pop. We stretch, punch, pop, step, rump, circle, and punch. I was just thinking that little part.
And then right after, like until you get to the hammer fist.
Okay, well now we're here, we're repeating that move from earlier. Sliding the foot back into cat stance, but not, like almost imperceivably, because we're just going to,
Up.
right? Then we're twisting,
And
see the
then hammer
hips?
fist.
Hips.
Okay.
So again, we punch, hold on, we pull, step and pull, rump, and then pop, rump, stretch, punch, flash, step, rump, circle, punch. Then we slide it back and twist and then of course we're on our back.
Yeah, that little part is. I get all these guys.
Yep, it's like it's this form of single whip.
Yeah.
All right.
Where they come, where they don't go.
All right. So yeah, take a short break. You at home too, unless you're watching this in the distant future. And in that case, fast forward. Or pause, take a break, fast forward. But come back out with your fan in a minute or two. We have a little less time on fan today, but I think it's okay. Work we did on. right, where is my fan? Oh, it's on my desk, right where I was. All right, I've heard I'm on the big screen in someone's living room now. Miss Elmore's. So, let's do the fan form.
Sure.
Yeah. So, when you have come through and done this move, right? You're here, and you do this move, and you've done this move. When you do this move, this fan should stay touching your arm because it's an elbow. It's an elbow coming back. So watch out for just poking. Not to say that poking wouldn't be a bad thing if it was to the groin, but if you're in your stance, it's there. Then it can open up and do a circle kick. Stomp. Up. let's run it again, but one of you lead it. And then I'll watch it, and unless you have a question in particular, I will do form correction.
I do have a question.
Oh yeah, I have a question, then that's good.
Getting into that dragon on the ground, I feel like it's always sloppy.
Oh, the dragon on the ground. So first of all, what can you get into?
I mean, I
Wait,
can get.
hold on.
I'm just.
The question was, my dragon on the ground's always sloppy. Like, what's the key to getting into it? Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So. Oh, so he just kicked. Right?
Like, what's your real low position?
I'm not necessarily low, just actually going from here to getting into it. Is it stepping forward and then down?
Well,
or is
show
it-
me your lowest one you can pop up from. Doesn't have to be low, I just want to see where it is. Okay, that's fair. So she's about halfway down, and her body's still mostly straight. Okay, so here's your answer. How to get into dragon on the ground. You are going, I'm going to do it towards the camera so you can see it. So, I've come here, right? Is it looking like this?
Mhm.
Yeah, because I kick and then I flip it back over, right? Okay, so I'm here, you drag the foot for balance, pop hard, but when you stomp, you're doing that. Then from here, this one only pivots, and this one goes straight out. Your hips go straight down the best that they can, and your right hand, or your left hand goes between your legs like that as you go down. So there might be a little back and forth because you can't actually slide on this surface where that performer is on grass. And you can, if you have some nice grass, you can take that left foot and go out in the grass. You can even pivot, and there's probably a mark there, and you probably put some grass. So the grass may not survive this move, okay? So, anyways, you're here. Okay, good. I'll do it one more time with the camera, and you can practice it. I know you're eager to try it. So you come here, and it's the same classic yang style, but it slows down for a second, and then it pops, boom, goes down, boom. Whoosh. And you know what? I just found out why on my first one I felt like I also went forward back a little bit. It was because I was focusing on the instruction of the hand and the leg and the pivot, and not on this. But when I circle this one back as I do it, it keeps me from going forward with my weight. See how you went forward, back?
Mhm.
Okay, well if this is going back as I go down, I hit, right, and that bounces up. Now my weight is back onto my left. This circles back, it would hit my leg, but so I barely go forward. Then I'm here, then I'm here, and so on. Yes, so good. Got questions today?
On a related note, on the earlier dragon on the ground,
Uh-huh.
after we did the frisbee, come back here.
Uh-huh. That's not a dragon on the ground.
Okay.
So he's talking about, and I have a good memory of regularly practicing or teaching this section because I was just teaching it a lot. That was March and April, and so I've done this part a lot. So here we are. I go here and here.
Yep.
I said it only feels like the snake creeps down in its motion. That's it. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's not actually trying to go way down like snake creeps down
Okay.
and up.
Because that makes it a lot easier to get out.
Also, if you make sure you turn your left foot out when you come up, okay? So if I'm here and I come up and I'm going diagonal, if I let that left foot go out a little bit, then I have to bounce for this guy, and then I'll slide through that guy more easily. Okay, but I see you still want to practice a little bit of the moves that I just went over. So if you're at home, like pick one of them. I'm going to let everyone practice whichever part was helpful for you for like 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll probably run the form again if there's not another question. oh, okay, so coming up, oh, I can't help
That's
myself.
back inside.
Yeah, so coming up out of it, so you got, Ms. Burns was the one that asked the question, and we did the flip and the dragon on the ground, and we're coming out of the dragon on the ground. You just gotta make sure, when you come out of the dragon on the ground, that hand does that, that's correct. But you gotta turn all the way to the right hand is on the side of your body. Now, about when it gets to your face is when you're gonna come up with your whole body. And look, vertical. More vertical. Then stomp, horizontal. Then flick, pass off. And then you've wound up just like you're about to do a southern leg through Kung Fu. You get that little twist and you're about to go up and do the jump. Right?
Sorry.
And last class we talked about the wrist, right? And the wrist position, because sometimes these moves will feel like a dud. So just remember the wrist position here. It'll feel a little pressure to push the palm down, but it really is, if you come up, it's get that, try not to have it tilt down. But the way to get it is sinking in the hips, dropping the elbow and shoulder. Yeah, and then when you turn, actually, you're gonna go out that direction to bring it this direction. So that's your diagonal, which leads you to another diagonal. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, now. Okay. Want to do it from the top again?
Yes, sir.
I think that's about, we'll have like, now we have time for one little question and then we can do it from the top if there's another one.
I got a little one.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da. Put it all, this guy. When we come around, we're here,
For the shoulder strike.
right? I don't know.
Oh, still
my
what
left hand.
happens with the left hand. Okay, so we come we go here, and then we go here, and we go here, and then we go here. Look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't stay there.
Okay.
It goes like this, and you go like that. And then your palm should be down. Because you're going to whip it back with the shoulder.
Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't doing that at all.
Yeah, so one more time just so we're clear on it, and then we can run the form from the top. We come up, let's say we go, yeah. Then we go here, we shoot through with a big motion. There's that hand coming close, then the hand that goes away. Then you're here, and then here. And remember, it's just, when you get to here, it's just a little thing. I mean, it still pops. You're not trying to move the whole body that way. The power is being expressed in this form in the pop. Not, I mean, just like in the Chen sword, you don't go with your shoulder in Chen sword. Everything's to make the pop. So you get to here, instead of the shoulder moving, that shoulder motion, I mean, this still is movement, not that literal movement. And just, and then. So to get that, you have to practice. There's more I can say, but we're running out of time. So one more time from the top, and I'll lead it as far as I have a guest at home, student on a big screen. All right. Ready? In. job. Buzz glass. We honor the masters who came before us and seek to follow their examples.
About a Grand Master instructor.
Thank you. About a third degree and second degree advanced black sash class dismissed. Good job.